Hello everyone, this is Fenris Lycon, here for potentially the last episode of Surviving Mars. I'm starting this right off of where we left off before, where I want to see if I can actually... I know we can't do the wildfire. So, if we can't do the wildfire, can we get electronics factory unlocked? We actually cannot see it. That's really unfortunate. Because if we got that technology, maybe we could be okay. We do kind of still need to cure this, the wildfire. So, okay, let's get rid of a whole bunch of these research labs. We don't want to pay your maintenance. We have our rocket. Let's bring in the crystals and maybe make one last trip to Earth. See if we can't get more supplies. And we don't really need the crystals. We only need them for the casino. And without the tourists, we don't really need that anymore. Definitely got the dramatic music going too. We've kind of stabilized on food, which is more have to do with losing the population. Let's get you off. And the jobs. Water chip. Ugh, there's not an Earth to go in to succeed. The terminal softly beeps, indicating that the water chip from one of our domes has failed. Water chip controls water recycling for the metropolis of first dome. Without it, water consumption will increase by 400%. We were supposed to get a replacement water chip, but they seem to have wrongly delivered somewhere in Southern California on Earth. The water chip is a complex device and will take 6 souls to manufacture here on Mars. Alternatively, we can import it. We don't have the money to import. Let's chance trying to repair it. The repair team managed to find a workaround to cut down the repair time to 2 souls. That's good news. We're only slightly water negative. How water negative? Actually, quite a bit.
Sensors detect no signs of human activity on the surface of Earth. We must admit that the battle with the wildfire infection is lost. Night falls over humankind.
Earth has become an uninhabitable mausoleum of our past greatness, the barren, lifeless husks of our once overcrowded metropolises, the abandoned districts of our once great industrial might, the meadows where no children would ever play. The shroud of silence has covered the surface of the earth, and only the wind chimes through the ruins of our past, whispering stories. No one is there to listen. Is this the end? Is the wildfire infection over? Death in its rampant destruction alongside its human host, or will mutate further, consuming all life on Earth? Only the children of our children will be able to answer these questions, watching from afar. Effect: Earth population is devastated by the wildfire infection. Export, resupply, research, outsourcing, and applications. Applicants have been disabled indefinitely. A dark day, but do not lose hope. While we stand, humanity is alive, and the U.S. colony, and Spacefly colony. There is also one less colony on Mars from our own doing. Okay, so we need to just kind of make it through, huh? I'm going to want to put a valve here and a switch there too. Because if I can't repair this stretch, when I disable the other drone hubs,
a colonist has died.
Then I want to be able to turn it off. Power switch installed. Yeah, I think we're gonna switch over to survival mode. Is there anything else we don't need and anything else we need?
We have a food shortage.
The electronics. Okay. We're going to put the drone hub down. Our last kind of one. And we're going to put it... Actually, can I sneak it over? Like down here? Where this wind turbine is? That one might be able to hit everything. Let's remove this wind turbine. So can actually this one does cover everything except for this moisture vaporizer and the crystal mine. So if we get rid of the crystal mine, it may not hit this one too. Problem is water's a little bit tight. I think that's a better option. We're gonna move all of your drones out, turn you off for now, and move them over here. The water chip has been fixed. So we do have 3 extra water. So we could lose this and this, and we would have 1 more water. As long as this deposit holds out. What about you? How are we doing on food? Okay. This is a very short episode if I call it here. And kind of give up on the colony. Because... What? How long?
A colonist has died.
Like 5 days times. We could potentially last for 100 souls. Where this is actually probably gonna use more. Where I want to turn this off when it gets lower. So we could get potentially to a soul. Oh, I can't even get my rocket back? I just want my rocket back, man. Alright, we don't even get a rocket. Because that would be another
Sick
option,
Colonists.
is land the rocket here and use that as our drone hub. And then we don't even need,
Resources are low.
we wouldn't even need, any more. Electronics, and then we could potentially last indefinitely. We would need machine parts to keep getting metals from asteroid mining, like having them land on for metals.
A colonist has died.
Apparently we still are struggling to contain the infection. I don't know. I don't know if I should call it or not. It's gonna take us still forever. Oh, our missions, our sponsors still get. When Earth died, the sponsor of research should actually go away too. Yeah, we're slowly still losing people to the infection. Oh, actually, we'll hurt for concrete. Oh. I think we might be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I think this run is doomed. So I think we could potentially. I think it might actually be concrete would do us in. But we could potentially trade that. See if any of the other ones. Yeah, so we could trade for concrete. Even if they won't trade with food. So yeah, it would be how long we could last with the electronics. I think we could do it potentially for a while. As long as our food's kind of holding fine. And our population, because we are still losing people to the infection. This dome is just a disaster.
A colonist has died.
They can't. They don't even have enough people to work the infirmaries to heal them. Yeah. So this, we'll lose this moisturizer. What about this one? Will take a while to know that. But even then, we're still water positive because we don't need to run our fuel refineries. That is until this goes off. But then it's tough to say. Yeah, we don't need any more right now. We'll turn the machine parts factory off. We have a ton of machine parts. I know I should just call the video if I'm not gonna keep playing this, but I'm kind of treating it as like a puzzle right now. Of what would we do to keep on going?
Has died.
And I think it's the infected deaths that would actually do us in, because our population's shrinking. Yeah, we don't have any children. And I'm assuming it's because people are just too unhappy. We don't have enough people to run the comfort buildings and the food. Yeah. Yeah. That is the end. we don't have the population to do it, and we don't have the we could. In fact, we should do that. We should shut.
Earthsick colonists.
Sorry, we should. What? Just to do it, we should turn this dome off. Not inspect. Come on, stop it. Just disallow everyone so they move out. They can eventually recover in some of these other infirmaries. Once they're all out, we can turn the dome off. Let's just get rid of...
Our colonists are suffocating.
Are they? No one should be in here. Recover some concrete, stop paying the concrete deposit, and also get the food. Alright. That gives us a few more people to work the service buildings and infirmaries and whatnot. And the farms. What about here? This is probably our most comfortable dome. Yeah, but everyone's just working the farms. We have an older population right now too. Yeah, we should concentrate the people into fewer domes. So 40. We should also do that here. Turn these off. We
Cold wave approaching.
don't want to allow people to use the passengers here. Once everyone's off, we can turn the dome off. And do the same thing. This will also help reduce our concrete usage. Now, this is the hard part. We could actually remove one more dome to kind of concentrate, and we should, in theory, do this one, which I think I will do. But this has our machines part factory, so like, eventually we do have to turn this dome back on. Let's let everyone move out. Disallow it. Turn the dome off. And deactivate kind of all the buildings here. Because we might need it eventually. We should just kind of keep all the buildings available. So we've shut this one down now, which also means we should be better off on our water. It will give us more polymers to trade. Corporate warfare. Another colony is trying to steal our workers. Probably because there's not a lot of people left in the world, and the solar system, actually, in any world. You find leaflets spread on the ground in one of your domes. Are you ambitious, intelligent, well-educated? Says the leaflets. Are you familiar with computer science, rocket science, and 2 foreign languages? Do you have a doctorate degree? Are you a natural leader? If the answer is yes, then get lost. We're hiring unqualified workers. The colony of the U.S. offers generous payment and other benefits to any of your colonists who would like to leave and start working for them. We could lose 40% of our colonists, which would be pretty much all of them. You know what? We'll just outbid them. Money doesn't do anything. That's what those crystals are for. Yeah, we'll pay them more to stay here. Where else are they going to spend the money? Right? They're just going to spend it. Yeah, so these domes now should start becoming more comfortable because more things can be worked. And we can turn their farms down in priority because we should still have enough. What, really? And maybe the infirmary, so we only have 1. Apparently we do need it maxed out. Maybe work them a little bit tougher. So I think the infirmary should be, well, let's if we're short on people and they're not doing a very good job balancing, we'll turn some of the shifts off. We will bump the infirmaries as the other high priority thing, and then the service buildings. This would be kind of how we would end up, I think, surviving. We would huddle in these 2 domes for 100 souls and turn this one on occasionally and slosh back and forth, or just make this dome more comfortable and shut this one down completely. That would be our other option. Yeah, live in eventually just these 2 domes for what, like 100 souls, and then we would run out of electronics if Earth isn't back by then. It would be pretty much lights out, where we wouldn't be able to run our drone hub. We're actually using all the fuel into polymers, so we would need to turn one of these on eventually if we wanted to keep making polymers, which we technically don't have to. I'm actually surprised they're still working that. I guess they're going through this dome. I didn't know they can do that. Yeah, everyone should be having the... No, maybe from here? I don't know how they're working that. That's kind of interesting. But I think I will call it, and I think I'll treat this one as the last episode. I think we could hang on for quite a long time, but I don't see a way for us to, like, recover from that. Like, if Earth and like 100 souls,
Resources are low.
2 things are gonna happen: the colony's gonna die out, or Earth's gonna come back and we can start training with them again with our rocket that's still there. I don't know if I just want, like, because the only thing we'd end up be doing right now is we don't have the resources to expand. The entire map scanned, so we're not going to get any more anomalies or anything. We'd be relying on the 200 base research to do anything. But like I was saying, 100 souls, either Earth will come back and we can import more electronics from them, or they don't come back, we lose our electronics, we lose our drone hub, and maybe we could like manage with the commander, but I don't think so. Like we could manually like move them around the map. Almost. We can almost do it. Oh, we might be able to. We could almost do it. We could do these domes if we want, like these 2 domes maybe. And then tear everything else down that we couldn't reach. So we might be able to like last until Earth, but it would be a slog. It would be really a slog. And it would be basically this: waiting, send it up so we using the least amount of resources and the most stable. Probably trading polymers for anything we can. Even then, machine parts is going to be our trouble too, because our machine parts factory needs electronics, so that kind of cuts very much into it. But that would be kind of our huddle, recover. If we could get a electronics factory, we could make another base and get electronics. Like we could set up a new base, put a tunnel down to get water, because unless we set up in a place that had water, potentially down here. So that would be how we would do it if we could get the electronics factory, but we can't research it. We can't buy one from Earth. If we didn't send a rocket, we could have also put probably our rocket right here, dust everything, repaired it, and then just used our rocket as our drone hub. That would have been another thing we could have done. Or we could have just bought an electronics factory. But that's kind of how to keep going. But this will be the last episode in this series.
Incoming.
Sorry that it didn't work out. I think this one would have been really, really tough to do with the 10 times. Because it slows everything down. Just slows everything down. We can't get the research to get the research kind of thing going. So, I've been going on. Fairness Lycon, last episode of this one. I'll think of a new series to start up in probably a few days, but without further ado, Fairness Lycon, the world has succumbed to wildfire.